All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'll be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to the first class in the throat chakra series. This practice will be the first part of 4 practices, which is part of the larger series called the Full Body Awakening series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. And it's a series that's taking us through all of the chakras, kind of getting us into our bodies, opening them up, and hopefully helping us feel so embodied, awake, and joyful in our bodies. So, with all that being said, make sure that as you're moving through practice today, you keep in mind your boundaries. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and of course, join us whenever you feel ready. So, let's go ahead and start by finding a comfortable position. Your legs can be crossed or straight out in front of you. You can be sitting up on a prop. I'm on a block, or you can just be down on the mat. We'll wiggle back and forth to root into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Inhale as the shoulders come forward and up, and then exhale as they drop back and down. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Closing the eyes if you'd like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. In the yogic tradition, there are 7 chakras known as the organizing centers for reception, assimilation, and transmission of life energies. The 5th in this system is the purification or throat chakra, in Sanskrit known as the Vishuddha. This is the location of communication and creativity and is located in the throat. It's associated with sound and vibration and the synthesis of ideas into symbols. It's also associated with the color bright blue. As we move through practice today, I invite you to bring your awareness into the throat chakra area of your body. Notice sensations in this area. Notice too if you can feel yourself vibrating as you move through the postures. So settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take another deep inhale, fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you feel the belly expand outward like a balloon. And then exhale as you squeeze that air out and draw the belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand, your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale that air in the nose, down the throat, filling the lungs. And then exhale as you feel that air move out of the lungs, move up the throat, and out the nose. Continue to breathe here intentionally, inhaling and exhaling, really with that precision. Noticing the movement in the throat, that vibration, that sense of air in the throat chakra space. Now, if your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, simply notice the moment it's gone away, and then turn your attention back to the breath, back to focusing on the inhales and exhales. If it's helpful for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath. Inhale, I am. Exhale, vibration. Inhale, I am. Exhale, vibration. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. Take another deep inhale here as you set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here as you feel that intention with the heart and mind. And then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. All right, we're going to go ahead and stay in this seat here today. If you're not up on a block or another prop, I invite you to give that a go. It makes seated or staying seated on the floor and sitting up tall a little bit easier here, a little bit less work on those hip flexor muscles and on the low back. So again, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. On the next exhale, go ahead and drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. So we're getting into the throat chakra space right away by stretching out our neck. So a couple options. Maybe this is enough for you. We want to feel a stretch to that side neck into the top of the shoulder. Now, if you'd like, you're welcome to bring your hands of that left hand and rest it on the right side of the head. Just rest it, not pull. Option. You can also extend your right fingers straight out to the side, fingertips reaching down toward the floor. Staying rooted through the sits bones, core is gently engaged here. And as you reach out with those fingertips, you may feel that stretch all the way down into the fingertips through the arms. So notice that sensation here. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Great. Inhale, let's go ahead and return both hands and head back into neutral. And then exhale, right ear over to the right shoulder. So again, you're welcome to stay right here. Great option. Feeling that stretch through the side neck into the top of the shoulder. Otherwise, take your right hand and rest it on the left side of the head, just resting it down. We're not pulling. Maybe that's enough for you. You can also take that left hand, extend it out to the side, fingertips reach down toward the floor. Again, options, not requirements. Notice what feels best for your body. Let's take a couple breaths here together. Good. Inhale. Let's go ahead and return to center. Now, going on to this left side again, we're going to turn our nose over to the left so it's in line with our armpit here. And then exhale, dip the nose down toward the armpit as if you're trying to get a smell of your deodorant or maybe lack of deodorant here. Okay. So shoulders shrug down. This might be enough of a stretch through that side neck and kind of into the back of it, into that shoulder. And you're welcome to stay here. Next option is to take that left hand and very gently pull the nose down toward the armpit. Option, not requirement. Final option is to extend your right hand straight out to the side, reaching those fingers down toward the floor again. That will deepen the stretch. Notice what works for you here, and let's take a couple deep breaths. Really noticing how this changing the angle of the face and the neck really changes the stretch here. We're deepening now much more into that shoulder blade and maybe even down into the fingertips and definitely through the neck, kind of in a little bit of a different way here. Great. Inhale, let's go ahead and return to neutral. Great. And then we'll go on to the opposite side. So right, our nose turns over to the right, bring it in line with the armpit. And then exhale, drop the nose down toward the armpit. You're looking down toward your right thigh. Eyes can be closed, of course, if you'd like. Option is to stay here. Next option is to sweep that right hand up behind you and very gently pull that nose down toward the armpit. Again, you don't have to, but you can. Final option is to extend that left hand out toward the side here, fingertips reaching down toward the floor. So once again, notice how that deepens the stretch here. And then take a couple breaths. Great. And then inhale, let's go ahead and release. Nice work. Maybe wiggle back and forth, switch the cross of your applesauce if you'd like. And then again, we're sitting up nice and tall. We're rooted through our sits bones here. On the next exhale, drop the chin to the chest, stay long through the spine, shoulders shrug down. And then we'll go ahead and find some neck rolls, rotating one ear over to one shoulder, and then dropping that chin back to the chest, creating that half moon, and rolling the other ear to the other shoulder. So finding some half moon rolls with your neck here. And noticing how nice this feels on the back of the neck. As we move, see if you can tune into each tendon here of the neck, each kind of ligament that kind of gets plucked like a string as you rotate the neck back and forth here. Feels so nice to open up the throat, open up the neck, the upper body in this way. Maybe taking just a couple more rolls back and forth here, whatever feels good for your body. Making sure to manage your ponytail like I am if you have one. Great. Maybe one more last roll to each side. And then returning back into neutral. Head is down, chin to chest, looking down toward your lap or your feet. And then inhale, come into neutral. Great work. Let's go ahead and remove that prop. We're going to come onto our hands and knees here. So bringing hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet come onto the floor. We're going to inhale as we sink our bellies, lift our head and our hips coming into cow. And then exhale, lift the back, sink the head and the hips, coming into cat. Inhale into cow, sink the belly, look up toward the sky. Really lift that chin up, feel that opening through the throat. And then exhale into cat, press the mat away, feel the throat crunch down as you look back between the legs. Great. Inhale into a nice deep cow, feel that opening through the front side of the body. And then exhale into cat, press the mat away, feel that opening to the back side of the body. Good. And then inhale back into neutral. Great. We're going to sit back onto our heels here for just a moment for lion's breath pose. So this is a very simple pose. It's actually more face yoga, but it's also a great way to kind of clear out that throat chakra. So finding a comfortable seat, if sitting on your heels is not comfortable for you, please feel free to find another position. You can even lean forward here, which is what I will demonstrate. All right. So what we'll do is we'll take a deep inhale through the nose on the exhale, you'll stick out your tongue like you're in the band Kiss, and you're going to huff that air out, kind of in like a long, drawn out breath, as if you're trying to fog a mirror. Okay. You'll shoot your eyes wide, lift those eyebrows as much as you can, and kind of make a fearsome face if you can as well for that lion's breath. All right. So take a deep inhale here. Exhale, lion's breath. Nice work. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Great work. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work here. All right. We're going to go ahead and tuck those toes on the inhale, and on the exhale, lift those hips coming into a down dog. We're here for just a moment. Maybe walk out that dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of your legs. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then a nice deep exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale, come into stillness. Look up between your hands. On the next inhale, baby step your feet to the top of your mat. Come right into a halfway lift. So knees are slightly bent, torso is parallel with the floor, back is flat, shoulders are shrugged down, hands are on thighs or shins, and gaze is toward the floor. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, sink into a forward fold. Tuck the chin, look back between the legs. We'll hang out here for just a moment. Your arms can hang limp. You can palm the mat, or you can bring pinkies to opposite crooks of the elbows. Leaning forward onto the front 2/3 of your feet, staying light in your heels here, really allowing that crown of the head to reach down toward the floor. Take a couple deep breaths here. Lengthening through the spine, and feel that pull through the back of the legs. One more deep breath. Exhale, release those hands down toward the floor. Bend the knees generously, flatten the back. And then on the following inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. And then exhale, come into heart center. Great. We're going to move into the breath of joy. This is one of my absolute favorite breathing practices. So we're going to be standing for it, okay? And I'll step you through it, and then we'll kind of walk through it and do it together. Know that you can always do it at your own pace. And if you start to feel lightheaded at all, feel free to stop. Take a couple nice, slow, calm, deep breaths. Make sure there's a little bit of a bend in your knees here. And always feel free to come down to the mat as well. That sounds very serious, but I just want to put it out there, okay? So go ahead and bring your feet about hip width distance apart. You want to make sure that your arms can easily slide to the outside of your knees here. Okay, so we're going to begin this breath of joy by taking a third of your breath in as you sweep your arms up. So breathe in a third of the way. Then sweep your arms out as you breathe in a third of the 2/3 of the way now. And then sweep your arms back up as you breathe in that last third of your breath. And then on the exhale, you'll bend your knees, sweep your arms down, and kind of like a shout exhale, you go and release the breath, okay? And then you'll inhale, start that all again, okay? So let's do a couple rounds slow. Inhale, 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 exhale. Good. Inhale, 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 exhale. Good. Inhale, 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 exhale. Good. Inhale, 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 exhale. Great. Let's do a couple more. I'm going to move at my own pace. Feel free to move at your own pace as well. Few more rounds. And then inhale, come back up into center. Ground into your feet, shine your palms forward, maybe close your eyes here. Tune into the breath. Can you hear the beating of your heart? Can you notice that sensation in the throat? Perhaps a sense of clearing, a sense of openness here. Great work. Opening the eyes when you're ready. It's one of my favorite breathing practices. If you need to pump up the energy, that is a great breathing practice to do. Again, a great way to really clear out your throat, your sinuses, and just get some fresh air into your body. Let's go ahead and come to the top of the mat here. We'll inhale, sweep our arms wide and up. Exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, come right into a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into your tabletop position, and then actually come right onto your seat. We're going to make our way down onto our back here. We're coming into fish pose. So we're going to start by extending our legs straight out in front of us, and we're going to flex the feet as if they're the fin of our fish, that tail fin here, okay? We're then going to start by leaning back onto our forearms here. So elbows are beneath the shoulders, okay? Now let's step into this slowly. If you have any injuries or issues with your neck, feel free to skip this posture and you could take a child's pose instead. You can also lay down on the mat and have a little early final relaxation if you'd like. So coming into this posture here, we're going to sit up nice and tall, lift through the chest, look up toward the sky. So maybe this is where you remain, starting to open up that throat chakra here. Now, if you'd like, you're welcome to start tipping your head back as far as you are able, looking back behind you. The next option here is to start sliding your arms forward, arching the back deeply, and then lowering the top of the head down to the floor. So notice how my arms are now at a bit of an angle. I'm gently pressing them into the mat, but my weight is on the top of my head and in my glutes. My back is arched, and my throat, it is wide open here. So let's take a couple deep breaths wherever you find yourself. Great. Inhale, press into those elbows, tuck that chin, and then go ahead and step yourself up. Great work. Little counter posture here for the low back, leaning forward, coming into a gentle seated forward fold for just a moment. Great. And then inhale. Let's go ahead and come back up into neutral. We're going to lay down onto our back now. And now we're going into that opposite for the that opposite posture for the throat chakra. So hands come to either side of your hips here. Feet are on the floor beneath the knees. We'll inhale, press into the feet and lift the hips high, coming into that bridge pose here. So squeezing into your glutes, lifting those hip bones high, gaze stays toward the sky. Imagine there's a ball or a block between your legs. You're gently squeezing it toward the midline here so your knees aren't falling open wide. And then notice the throat chakra. Now it is much more closed down. We're kind of opening up the back of the neck now. Just a couple deep breaths here. Feel that work in the legs and in the glutes. One more deep inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead and lower down to the mat. Good. Tuck those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here, maybe a little rock from side to side. Again, your counter posture. And then when you're ready, start to roll back and forth here, coming back up into that seated position. And we're going to go into reverse plank now, opening up the throat chakra once again. So we're kind of seesawing back and forth, kind of doing a little work here. Remember, if you start to feel overwhelmed, feel free to take a child's pose or simply come into early final relax. Final relaxation, excuse me. All right. So for reverse plank, we're going to start with our feet out in front of us. We're on our heels. Our feet are kind of pointed. We're going to bring our hands back behind us, stepping them back a little bit more than you think, because when you lift up, you want to try to get those arms, you want to get those hands beneath the shoulders as much as possible. Okay. So keeping those fingers pointing toward the glutes. On the next inhale, press into your heels, lift your glutes like up toward the sky, coming into your reverse plank. Good. Tuck that chin either down toward the chest, look up toward the ceiling, or start to tip the head back here, opening up the throat chakra once again. Couple deep breaths here. Woo, we're working the backside of the body as well as opening the throat chakra. Double duty. Deep inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and lower back down here. Great work. Again, let's go ahead and come into that forward seated fold just to release the low back here. Great. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come into neutral. Really nice work here, folks. We're going to go ahead and make our way down onto your back. So if you need to towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket, now is the moment to do so. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice. All right. So coming on down to your back, again, tuck those knees into the chest, wrap your arms around the legs. If you'd like, maybe you rock from side to side for a little roly-poly action if that feels good. Of course, it's not a requirement. Great. And then let's come into stillness. Go ahead and drop the soles of the feet down to the floor, and let's prepare for final relaxation. So you can remain right here. Great option. You can allow the soles of the feet to come together, knees to fall open wide for a reclined bound angle. Feel free to put blocks or other props beneath the knees if that is supportive for you. You can extend one leg or the other, keeping the other foot in for fallen tree. You can extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. Find a comfortable spot for your arms. Really, that can look like anything at all. You're also welcome to lay on your side or on your belly, or even come back into a seated position if that feels right for you. So just notice what your final relaxation should look like here, and then begin to settle in. And as you settle, start to notice the breath again. Notice how fast or slow it is. How deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on the inhale, and the quality of each breath on the exhale. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of the belly, the gentle rise and fall of the chest. Really notice that air as it moves in and out of the nose, up and down the throat. Breathing, tuning into that sense of vibration in the body, as well as that sense of stillness, that clarity that comes with working hard, and then taking a few moments to just rest. Now, if your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, that's okay. Notice the moment it's gone away, and then come back to your breath. Come back to focusing on your inhales and exhales. Now, if it feels right for you, perhaps returning to our mantra we used at the beginning of our practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, vibration. Inhale, I am. Exhale, vibration. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here. Our true happiness comes from being fully conscious in the present moment, aware of our connection to everything else in the universe. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Move the arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So find your comfortable seat, root into your sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, draw your shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. One more time, inhale, the shoulders come forward and up, and then exhale, they drop back and down. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're also welcome to bring them to heart center if you'd like, and close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this 30-minute Hatha yoga for opening up that throat chakra space. I'm so glad that you're here. Please make sure to tune in for the next 3 classes in this mini series and make sure to check out Wild Blue Yonder Media for the full body awakening series where you can find the rest of the chakras as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week and I look forward to seeing you in the next practice. Bye.